Are you interested in packaging your knowledge into a high ticket product on or offline? If your answer is yes, the Giant Experience is for you. Here's my story. I got started in my business over 20 years ago, and I simply made the decision to go to work as myself. And maybe you have been wondering how you can take all of those years of experience, your knowledge, or your degrees, and put them to use for yourself and to package it into a monetizable structure. That was me 20 years ago. I wanted to figure out how to take my background as a corporate trainer, and I realized that so many women wanted to know exactly how I was able to write best-selling books, and having done partnerships with both Fortune 100 and Fortune 500 companies and get signed to media, Emmy-nominated and nationally syndicated television shows as the mom strategist. And so I decided to equally transfer what I knew how to do to them. And I built out a coaching practice that today has coached thousands of women just like you who are ambitious, smart, and sharp, highly actionable go-getters. And they wanted to figure out how they could go to work for themselves. Hey there, guys, it's Mia here. I am so excited. I'm so excited about this topic today. Now, albeit it is a controversial topic, today's title is How Being Twice as Good is Keeping You Broke. And I'm going to break that down over the next couple of minutes. I'm Mia Redrick, business and life consultant. I got started in my company, as you know, 20 plus years ago, and I've coached thousands of women with my systems. I'm teaching them how to package their background, their gifts, their talent, their intellect into high value products online or offline. Now, today, what I want to share with you is something that I've seen as a trend with many women who are super smart and sharp, and that is being twice as smart, but not realizing the income that they could realize. And the question is why? So we know already that you're talented and you're gifted. We know that if you're in the room with the clients or the folks that you've been serving at work, that you're the one, you're the go-to person. So the question is, why are you not profitable? Why is your business not at six figures or more right now? And I'm going to break that down for you over the next couple of minutes. I will tell you that if this is your first time watching me, this is going to shake your shoulders a little bit. But my only goal is to support you in waking up, in understanding what you have your hands on, your talent and your skills. They're not for you. They're for other people who need the results and the transformation that you bring. And I can tell you this for sure. Many of the women that have come to me are probably very similar to you. They have an ability to create results for others, but most are undercharging, over delivering, over functioning, and justifying staying exactly where they are. And if you want to change that in your business, you're at the right live today. Today's topic, just to repeat it, is being twice as good. Why being twice as good is keeping you broke. And I wanted to say broke versus stuck because what I see is that the women that I'm working with, they're not stuck. They're twice as good as most folks. They're highly educated, mostly very educated, more educated than most people. So they're not stuck around that. But because they are so used to, number one, over functioning, doing more than their share, they can't turn it off as it relates to their own business model. So it means that often when you have clients or people who want to work with you, you're so used to, trading time for dollars, that this idea of standing in your value and owning what is great about you, it's not that you don't think that you are doing great things. It's just that you do so many great things, you don't actually know how to calculate the value of the great things you're delivering to the client. Are we clear? So one of the biggest problems that I see with over delivering and smart women is that they give the client more than they actually count themselves. And so it results in discounting. It results in you delivering things to clients over and over again, amazing results. People love you. They shout you out to other individuals. And then when you go back home and you think about the time that you've spent with that client, the client is telling you you changed their life. You know, I'm telling you the truth. You've changed their life. Man, you're the best thing since sliced bread. But your life didn't change. Your life didn't change because your current revenue model does not accommodate what you're actually doing for the client. And it's one of the things that I have to support my clients with right away, getting clear with understanding that a lot of the things that you do for the client, you are not counting and you're over delivering. And the problem with over delivering with the client long term is that you can't sustain the giving. Imagine working with 10 clients, undercharging and over delivering over and over again, and then saying the business isn't profitable. It's just not feasible for you to go into business because it's going to take so much. It's something I hear all the time with women. They'll say to me, I want, they're working full time, they get a salary from their full time role, and they think about running their own company. But when they think about having to do what they're doing with currently in their role, their salaried role, they think there's no way, there's no room for me to start a business and do this because I don't have the time. And it's because you don't have systems around how to package what you do at the highest level. And you don't know how to properly price and value what you bring into the marketplace. Promise me. I promise you, that is what it is. If this is resonating in any way as you're listening to this, even if you're listening to this as a replay, I want you to say, this resonates, Mia, or this is me. It is something I see every single week. I have had the opportunity to take and have a front row seat inside of so many businesses and see women who are just the bottleneck in their own business because they're over giving, over delivering, but they can't figure out why the business isn't profitable. And it's because they don't have the time based on the models that they have, and they don't have the profit, the desire to do that business anymore. So they burn out. The second reason why being twice as good keeps you broke is because of it's over functioning. And over functioning, anyone can be twice as good, right? But imagine thinking that you want to be twice as good. You got to be twice as good. You got to work twice as hard for the rest of your life. Like, who could sustain that level of giving, right? Like, at some point you would burn out. And yet there is a belief that women need to be twice as good, work twice as hard as others. And in order for them to, one second, in order for them to be able to work with people or to be acknowledged by their peers. This is one of the biggest issues that I see with a lot of women of color specifically. And it is this idea that they believe that they have to do so much more than everyone else forever that they end up over functioning. And over functioning looks like you end up in your business doing things that people never paid you for. You end up in your business doing things, building a system in your business or teaching others in your business and in your life for that matter, that reciprocity doesn't matter. What does that look like? It means that you could have a client that you do so much for, but you haven't asked for the right compensation. You overfunction in the business. It might mean that you're over deliver means that you're staying up all night in order for you to be able to support the client, and you're not billing. You're not billing based on what it is that you're actually doing in the business. It might look like you feel like in order for you to be accepted, you got to constantly prove your worthiness. Y'all know that I'm telling you the truth, right? Like, I just wanted to break it down for you because one of the things that is in the way currently of you having the consulting and coaching business that you desire and that is fully available to you is overfunctioning, doing way too much forever and all the time. And I say it that way because that's true. frequently have the privilege to speak with women who are multi-degreed. Okay, they've done all kinds of incredible things, and yet they are still, until this day, proving to others who they are. And the reason they do this, lean in. And the reason you're doing this is because they don't know how to position themselves. They don't know how to let people know who they really are, or they feel conflicted around what I call having owning your bigness, right? Like owning the things that are great about you, not from an ego perspective, from the perspective of just telling the truth. You know, when I think about the number of women that when I'm working with them and helping them to package what they do, who understate what they're doing, meaning they've created all kinds of results, but because of the structure that they've been conditioned in, whatever work structure it is, or whatever life structure they're a part of, they are dumbing down or dimming their light because they didn't want to, shine too bright because of the people in their world or other folks that were taking credit or someone that didn't feel that it was their time, right? And I want you to hear me on this because all of those things absolutely impact your ability to monetize your brilliance at the highest level. And that's why I wanted to talk about this today. I told you it was going to be a controversial subject. If you're getting value, I want you to write, I'm getting value. If you're getting this, I want you to say, I'm getting this, Mia. It's something we don't talk about a lot, but it's important because maybe you're doing these things and you just don't realize the impact that it's having. Today, we're talking about how being twice as good is keeping you broke, right, in your business. And one of the things that I have seen also is that a lot of women seem to think that in order for them to be great in business, that they have to compete with other women who are great in business. And that they believe that there is a small pool of individuals to pull from. And it's just not true. I've been in business 20 plus years. There's an abundance of clients that want to work with you. They want to work with you because of the transformation that you can deliver to your ideal clients. And there's no competition there, that your unique zone of genius, your preparation that's distinct to you. There are organizations and agencies that want to work with you. You know, one of the things that I just decided for myself in terms of the people I would train with, the people I would play with, people I would learn from, would be people who could be expansive around this. I've shown my clients over and over again how they can, with 10 clients, hit six figures or more in their business. I mean, think about it for a minute. If what you're doing, you're a therapist, you've got a specialty, and you start selling what you do for 10 grand or more as a coach, right? And coaching your clients, that's 100 grand. Okay, 10 clients. And so there are 10 clients for you that want to invest six figures. The question isn't whether or not that's real or not. That's real. The question is, do you know how to package what you're doing? Not a service, package what you're doing, the results, the transformation of what you really bring to the table. That's the question. And that is the question to be answered. And most smart women aren't doing that. They're selling services and calling selling services a package. It's not, okay? Or they're so focused on or been taught that you need to have your niche. What is your niche? And the niche, no one comes to you because of a niche. People come to me because not because I'm a business coach, right? They come to me because I have a high capacity to help people monetize and package what they do as a coach or a consultant or via licensing. I show them how to put it in a structure. I show them how to properly price based on what their background is. I show them how to position and market in a way that attracts their ideal clients, in a way that's natural for them. And I show them how to close and sell without being a car salesman. I want you to understand, if you've only learned models that you have to be, you have to compete. You know what I mean? You got to be the best. You got to dominate others in order for you to win. This is the wrong focus. The mere fact that you are focusing on scarcity to run something big tells me everything I need to know. I would never work with anyone that's their mindset. In fact, I worked with someone before, and I realized in working with this individual that the mindset was very small, that me creating results over and over again for my clients really impacted this person, and they just couldn't handle it. So I said, hey, this is not a person I can work with, because you want to make sure that your ideal coaches and mentors, that there's a bigness. And bigness doesn't start from scarcity. And bigness lets you know that, look, there is more than enough clients for you to hit your amazing goals. And I hope that there's something I'm saying that really resonates with you, so that you know, look, there's plenty for me. Hashtag there is plenty for me. Is this work? Is this, are you guys getting value? Are you getting value? Number 4, the fourth thing I want you to keep in mind: if you're working twice as hard, how it's making you broke, it means that you're not likely charging what you should be charging, standing in your value. See, the whole idea of not knowing how to build your business based on leverage in and of itself means that you aren't charging what you should be charging. See, my clients don't pay me based on trading time for dollars. Nope. They don't pay me based on a service. No, they pay me based on a result. So if you look over the last 20 years, and we have old testimonials, we have new testimonials, and they come in all the time, people come to me because of the results. I'm effective at what I do. I'm using me as an example. Insert yourself. The reality is that when someone's paying me, they're paying me based on a result that I can deliver to them. Okay, a return on the investment that they make. They know if they plant a seed of $2,500 or more in working with me and my consulting, that their expectation is to get a return of $2,500 or more. You know, so often we are confused about standing in our value. We aren't selling results, or we're not selling an opportunity for someone to get a return. People are just collecting money in people, right? I would say, like, imagine that you are working with someone and you invest $10,000 or more with them, and they don't know your name. They have no idea who you are. Just the collecting of the people. You know, one of the biggest things that will change every single thing for you is being able to have intimacy in your relationship with your mentor and your coach. You know, it's something that I've always done over the years. Last 20 years is my preferred way to work with my ideal clients, is to be able to see them, to know them, to support them in being able to create real change, real results, and to do that quickly. Is that clear? The fifth thing I want you to keep in mind that will keep you broke, okay, but being twice as good, is it's a mentality around, and it's a problem with a lot of smart women. It's like being the person that has to know the answer, because smart people know the answer a lot, but feeling like you need to know that in your business, right? Not being able to let go and allow someone else's brain, expertise, wisdom to guide you. When I tell you the number of women that have come to me and they swam downstream before they decided to um, get the support they needed, and to think about the money they wasted, the time that they wasted, the energy that they wasted, the opportunity that was missed because they were coaching themselves. And I'm telling you that one of the biggest ways that you will get in your way, if you will, is not giving yourself what you need the very first time. It's true. You know, I have clients who, that's not how they operate. They say yes, they figure it out, they decide to work with me, and right away we're able to put together their packages. They're able to go to market in a couple of weeks. They're able to start selling high ticket in their business, and they surprise themselves. And instead of them trying to figure it out at home, how to do a funnel, how to set up a website, y'all know you've done this, okay? All of the things, they instead decide to make an investment in themselves with someone who is proven, who has a track record of success, who will call them out, okay, and who will guide them, right, as they have their other clients, in terms of being able to create an amazing result. And it's one of the things that is a separator. When I see how individuals invest, some people invest quickly in what it is that they need, and some people are, you know, they want to be chased for what they want. Got to understand, people that want to win aren't looking to be chased. You know, they don't absentmindedly forget about something that is has value for them. They're people who proactively seek the results. They proactively want profit. They proactively want to change their lives. And that is decision making that is completely different. And I always say to my kids, like, you know, you become what you practice. So at the end of the day, you've got to align what you're doing with the practices that'll get you there. And when you think about that, how do you show up as it relates to investment? The last thing I want to say, number 6, we're talking today about being twice as good, but being broke, being twice as good, is mindset. So sometimes when we're twice as good, the mindset I see a lot of times is we don't even know we're twice as good. Okay, you know, like you're twice as good in terms of what you do, and yet you may think when you're starting this business, you need to start working with basic clients, or you need to start from the beginning, or you need to start with the lowest fees. It's one of the things that I see. And it's just not true. These are mindset issues that get in the way of you really being able to command what you deserve. And I promise you that when you are trying to market and get in front of the wrong demographic with high level skills, it's like you trying to buy a Mercedes that's brand new, and it's fully loaded and it's $1,000. It's brand new. And you're like, what's wrong with it? You're the Mercedes, okay? When your prices are low, you're in front of the wrong audience and market. They're like, what's wrong with you? Because you don't know your value, and it's so important. It's a mindset thing. And I see a lot of people, just because they're new in business, but they're not new in their careers. They got 20, 30 years of experience. They're at the top of the game in terms of results, but their esteem doesn't match that in their business yet. Did you get value, or did you get value being here today? I wanted to come here live today and just talk about how being twice as good is keeping so many broke and what you can do about it. Obviously, I'm a coach and I've supported thousands of individuals. And if you're watching my lives, somewhere on this page, you see tons of other lives that you've had the opportunity to watch as well. What I want to encourage you is, if you're looking for a solution, there are a couple ways that I can help you. The first, and one of the best ways, is my Giant Experience Master Training. I'm going to post a link here and I'll tell you a little bit about it. The Giant Experience Master Training is my life's work. It is everything that I needed when I first got started in my business over 20 plus years ago. And I wanted to learn how to package what I was doing into a high value product. I wanted to know how to take my background, my soft skills, my hard skills, and put them in a structure to monetize. And that's what I teach my clients how to do. And not build a niche, okay? Not try to dominate others, to literally be in command of themselves and their skill, to know what you should be charging, how you should be selling what you're doing, how you should be positioning what you're doing, and how to be packaged properly and be able to get to market in the next 6 weeks. Clear? It teaches you how to package what you do at the highest level, step by step, how to price, how to position, and how to find buyers, and how to build a systematic sales process, because most of my clients don't have that when they come to me. All right. And you get a 6-month license to some online training, about 14 hours of training that you can watch and rewind and replay from the comfort of your home. And then you get to come to live accelerated coaching sessions with me. It's Friday night from 6 to 9, and on a Saturday from 10 to 6. And we have one coming up this weekend, and I coach you and we build the product right there. So intimate classes, you get the product built. I will talk to you all weekend long, coach and mentor you to get the product built. A lot of my clients, as a result of doing the master training, the following week, they go to market and they start to sell. They have what they need. So this is not one of those, you're in a class passively watching me coach one person. That's not what happens. In the master training, you are coached by me directly all weekend long around packaging, pricing, positioning, finding buyers. So you leave understanding what your package is, how to price it, how to sell it, how to market it, how to think about what you're doing differently. Are we clear? So that's one option. And that master training is just $2,497. Most clients say they would have spent $5,000 to $7,500 for it. And something that I've offered for about 6 years. So hundreds of women have gone through it. Our testimonial reels, one is 4 hours, one is 2 hours, and we haven't even put everybody on there yet. So that's one option. The other option is, if you just want to have a conversation with me, and book a strategy session so that I can see how I could support you, where you're at, what you're doing. I want to give you the opportunity to do that. Let me just grab the link for that here. One second. And I'll post that below as well. And that's for you if you are investment minded, meaning as a result of having a conversation over 20 minutes, 30 minutes, around what it is you can package, you're investment ready. You're ready to invest time, money, and effort into building this business to multiple six figures, right? Online or offline. So I'd love to have the opportunity to speak with you if you're serious about building your business, not if you're interested in hearing how our strategy session goes. We'll terminate the call that way, all right? So I just wanted to come here and share with you what I know would really support you. And I hope that this has in some way supported you. And any questions for me before I sign off? Again, today we talked about being twice as good and how it's keeping you broke. Did you guys get value or did you get value, right? My goal here is to support the women in my community and shifting their mindset so that they're not like you want to do great things, right? And in running your business, but you're allowing life to be the excuse. Oh, I don't feel well. Oh, I'm going to do it tomorrow and all of that kind of thing. The women that I work with best are ready and they're ready right now to change their life, and they're not optional about that. We understand that tomorrow's not promised, right? And we show up like giants, the giants that we are. So I want to thank you for being here. I appreciate you. I look forward to seeing either you sign up for the master training or to book a call if you have questions about how I can support you directly. All right. Have a great and amazing rest of your night.